Good evening, everyone. Or Steve, so far, at least. Hopefully, a couple of other people will turn up. Welcome to Game Week 4, Season 18 of the CM0102 Super League. Good to be back. I hope you enjoyed the company of Fifi last time out. Of course, big big Super League legend himself. And a great show. A couple of very exciting games there. A 3-4 finisher, I think it was with Vikings and Sloth. We'll have a look at that shortly. Evening, Steve. Everyone got in. Yes, everyone, apart from one who I'm pretty sure would have gone as is, but I'm sure we'll manage. But yeah, everyone, pretty much everyone had the opportunity to submit. So thanks everyone for the quick turnaround. I mean, it's in your own interest, to be fair. I could have been on the balcony. It's still 27 degrees and I have cold beer, but there we go. Um, let's see who else joins in the meantime. Let's have a very quick look at some interesting results from the last round. Um, Standout results. I mean, difficult to say as it's early in the season, but I think Badgers Northern Burn 1-1. That's pretty sort of pretty much predictable. Predicted. Dudley Hill losing at home to Fulchester. That probably wasn't on everyone's bingo card, but Dan's had a good start to the season. Um, Foss Road losing 1-3-1 at home to East Coast. Um, who knows if that was predictable or not? But East Coast certainly was always a side to be reckoned with. Of course, even with the changes that Dimble has made. Dimble himself, no doubt, still recovering from last night's celebrations. Then we had Haggis at home to Stanley. 3-1 defeat. Yes, Jeremy's went off and it all went wrong from there. Stanley scoring three without reply in the second half. Then we had Los Santos finally finding some form. Scott had high hopes for the beginning of the season. It started with a defeat, then a draw, and then he finally picked up with 3 points against Sancte, who've not had the best start. Some changes surely coming for Sancte for this evening. There was Stackington taking on Exiles, beating them 1-0 at home. Great start to the season for Stackington as well. Some new faces there. And finally, Sloths and Vikings, a very, very entertaining game. 3 goals for the home side. And Panthers had a brilliant start to the season, of course. And finally, Vikings finding some creativity, finding some goals. That's not always been there for them. Leaves the table looking a little bit like this. Once again for Mike, congratulations on top spot. Undefeated after 3. Stackington, the only other, and Vikings, the only other undefeated sides. Vikings, of course, have drop point again. Steve, yes, you can indeed. You play, I forget, we'll get to that in a second. But yes, you can. You play Mike, but yeah, I'm sure it should be fine. Um, so yeah, let's dwell a little bit longer on this. Stanley, of course, first spot. It's early days. There are several teams that have only played 2 games. This will take until game week, I think 7 or something like that, to fix that after the international break. We can have a quick look as we first of all have a look at the fixtures for this evening. Evening, Alf. Good to have you. We have Badgers at home against Foss Road. Then we have East Coast against Los Santos. We have north of the border Derby Exiles against Haggis. Fulchester is hosting Sloths. There's Northern Burn taking on Stackington. Stanley league leaders hosting Dudley. And finally Vikings against Sancte. Tough one for Sancte as they've struggled with their start, and Vikings are on goal scoring form anyway with 4 last time out. We'll click a little bit forward. Oh, it'll be ages. So let's see how much was that. Is this what we're doing tonight? So 5, 6, 7, 8. Game week 8, it'll be before things sort of level out again, and from game week 9 or game week 8, however you want to look at it, you should have a bit of a more realistic image of the league table. So now you know. So this is where we stand at the moment. Um, let's see who we've got in attendance. Alf is here. We could potentially go straight into a Fulchester Sloths game. There's Vikings as well. Who are you playing? You're playing, or oh, both of you guys are here as well. So maybe we do a Fulchester Sloths because I'm curious first, and then we dive into Vikings against Sancte after this one. I think that will be our initial sort of plan for the evening. So let's go with that. Um, as we already have Dan up here, so let's have a look at their squad and how they are doing. Have Fulchester cracked it this season? They lost 3-2 to Stackington at home. It looked like they hadn't. Then they beat Foss Road. Then they beat Dudley Hill on the road. Now they've got two home games coming up. If Dan can get another couple of wins there, that'll be 4 wins from five. You'll be absolutely delighted with that start to the season. Hussein came in and got a goal. He's one of the strikers they had at their disposal. Pizarro, of course, was disappointing. Viduka came in and got an assist. It looks as if Hussein is going to be the main man for them. Alame is there, Dragatas to supply the chances. Roy Keane is there, of course, the focal point in midfield. He's unhappy for some reason, but we'll see if he cheers up if they're going first. Alf says he's going gung ho. Well, we'll have a look at the lineup for Sloth in just a second. If we change back to Fulchester and we go continue here, then we will have a look at Sloths. Gung Ho says Alf. He's got Seedorf, he's got Fletcher, Giovanni in central midfield. In front of them is Araujo, and then it's Kessman up top. I believe that's correct. Feel free to chip in, of course, as always, managers, if I have missed anything, but I believe that is the correct and confirmed lineup for Sloths here. Interesting to see Giovanni, interesting to see Araujo as well. I'm not sure how much game time he's had previously. Maybe something worth checking. Um, he did feature once or twice for Los Santos without a huge amount of success, but was brilliant at Bayramar, wherever that was. But yeah, we'll see if he can deliver for Sloths this evening. Yapstam's the captain. The back line, the back five are unchanged, perhaps a little bit surprisingly considering that they conceded four. But there we go. It's the front that's changed about a little bit, and of course it's Kessman's story of the season so far. 3 games, 4 goals. He was brilliant before somewhere, but not in this iteration clearly. But yeah, he's really found his scoring boots for the Sloths. So we'll kick this one off. Oh, evening to everyone, by the way, if I've forgotten. Smarts, Alex, Mike, everyone. Good to have you. Let's go with Fulchester against Sloth as the first game of the evening and see if Fulchester can maintain their excellent record over the last 2 games anyway, or if Impensa can put a test. You did it. Whatever it was you were doing, it worked. Well done, Steve. Meanwhile, first 25 minutes went past. They have a flash, and there's Ulissa Davy opening the scoring for Fulchester. Sloss said they were going to go gung ho, but they've not really threatened hugely so far. Although here they come with a couple of chances. Um, but it's Jagatas, it's Fulchester creating. Good tackle there. But there is Dario Hussain with the second of the evening. Um, for Fulchester, their good run of form continues, and Sloth's ability to concede goals, which I'm sure is not very welcome by the manager, seems to continue as well. 4 shots, 2 on target for Fulchester, 1-on-1 for Sloths. Both of them went in for Fulchester. Not pretty reading for the manager. Cudicini's on a 6, so is Manuel Pablo. He's on a yellow card as well. Both central defenders, Jaap Stam and Jos Vergaren, are on 6s. Araújo on 5, Giovanni on 5. It might be gung ho, but it's not really working for Sloths at the moment. 2 players on 5, which normally means they take no further part when Alf is giving his instructions, but we'll see what the man decides this evening. Condition wise, you're all good, but in terms of match rating, you have a couple of concerns. There's Emerson and Vesiyut are of course the two obvious replacements. So I guess those will be. I guess Amazon can potentially go in there. Um, for Giovanni, not super obvious. Maybe swap with Fletcher. We'll see what Alf wants to do. He has confirmed that both the fives are going off, and presumably it'll be for Amazon and Vesiyuk. We'll see if Alf wants to move them around at all. Oh, that was probably wrong. Swap these two. We're eventually with Emerson. If you want any of them swapped around, Fletcher, Emerson, anything like that, just let us know, Alf. In the meanwhile, in the meantime, rather, we'll just have a quick look at Fulchester. Assist for Roy Keane, assist for Jagatos out on the left-hand side, Hussain and Olise Debi with the goals. Brilliant work by them. And yeah, Fulchester pretty much in control here. Let's see you up top. Emerson, C. So like this and like this, presumably. Um, is my guess. I think Kesman played behind the striker before, didn't he? And had good success with that. I'll just wait for Alf to confirm that, but I think that's what we are. I think that's what we're running with. I just want to make sure we get this right. But it looks good. I mean, that's what I would do. Switched Seedorf and Fletcher. There we go. Ah, indeed, Seedorf is probably right. Yes, yes, yes. Cool. Good stuff. Well, we will run till 60. Two up top. Aha. Okay, okay, okay. We shall do that. Um, there we go. And hopefully that's right. Excellent. Thanks very much, Alf. Perfect. We will run till 60 and we will see what happens as Sloth look to do a little bit better in the second half than they did in the first. Disappointing for the manager to concede the deluge of goals that have been flying in at Sloth after such an otherwise a decent start to the season. I'd say up until sort of halfway through the last game, Sloth had been looking pretty good so far, but up against a good Fulchester side here. And Fulchester, as mentioned, do have a two-goal lead. 50-minute mark now coming up. Um, I'm not sure if there's been a huge amount of shots here in the second half, but it is a chance for Sloth Seedorf with a long ball forward. Nothing comes of it, unfortunately. Um, and Jogatas keep being dangerous for Fulchester, of course. And we've reached the 60-minute mark with no further goals being scored. Sloth looking much better, though. 3-3, nothing else from Fulchester at this point. Amazon on a 6, Rasiuk on a 7. Shots have come in. They've been from Seedorf, from Fletcher, and from Kessman. So there is a bit of fight left in Sloth this evening. We'll see if anything happens in the remainder of the game. We'll see if Alf wants to do anything at this point. Of course, with both substitutions being used already, that the options are kind of limited. Meanwhile, we'll look at the Fulchester forward hour on Amazon. We will do that just a second. Um, look at Fulchester quickly. Eights and eights in some of the important positions down to the back, central midfield, and out on the wing as well, creating chances for them. Still looking good. Still looking good value, Fulchester, but we will see if Sloth manage to continue their kind of mini revival that they've had here in the first 15 minutes of the second half. Let's see as we kick off the last 28 minutes. It's a good chance for Sloths there. Um, it did fall to Impenza. Impenza? It did fall to Kessman, obviously. Vasiuk has been getting involved, but not looking particularly dangerous, unfortunately. And instead, it's Lammy, of all people, the right back from Fulchester, makes it 3-0, and surely that is curtains for this one. Sloths no way back with just 4 or 5 minutes to play. Maybe a consolation goal. We'll always stat pad a little bit here towards the end, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Um, there was Fletcher coming forward. There was Kessman coming forward. Manuel Pablo getting involved again. Uh, good chances created by Sloth, just not cynical enough, or just full chest the goalkeeper being a little bit too strong. Well played, Dan. A 7 for Cudicini. Toneto went up to an 8. Manuel Pablo down on a 6. Seedorf on a 6 as well. A little bit disappointing from him. And Emerson on a 6. Same as that core, just not Sloth's night tonight. All shots on target though. Kessman did what he could, but just swatted by Frey, who ended up with a 9, not getting man of the match. So that goes to Roy Keane, who had a decent game, good number of tackles, and also an assist. Jack Gattis, though, with 2 assists, feel a little bit hard done by not picking up that particular award. But overall, a great game for Fulchester, and a little bit Alps is disgraceful. Not entirely sure that's the word I would use, but there we are. And that was the first game of the evening. So well done, Fulchester, who are making, I think that's could be 9 points for them, maybe. So top of the table, even Dimble. Congratulations on last night. Hope you were there. Multi once in a lifetime, but a rare event. Yeah, I love to see Dan having a good start to the season. It is indeed. Um, We suggested that we would go with Vikings against Sanctay, and that is what the game has decided for us as well. So let's have a look at Sanctay. They switched it up a little bit, back to a tactic that they have used in the past, I think, or at least one with this kind of name, and a few changes in the lineup. And yeah, this is how they roll. Um, I think Crespo up top, Riquelme, Deisler. I mean, there's certainly going to be goals and possible chances created in this. Sowery on the right hand side, Cole as well. Kivo Tudor at the back, and in front of them, Carrigan Davies, as the manager still looks to find his ideal partnership there. Chris James, uh, you can spend the next 30 seconds trying to work out who this is. A regen, one of the first one that we've seen getting a sort of a game in the league. I think there's been one or two others, but I'm not sure if they were starting. But anyway, that's Chris James for you. See how he goes this evening. Oh, Gaza, of course, and there was the Sola. Was it Gianfranco Sola that was um, at LSK, I believe it was. Who played a few games last season. Anyway, that's our Saturday lineup. As mentioned, they've only had a point. They're not scored yet. 2 games in. That ain't ideal. Well, you can't beat a Dimble, can you? I mean, we'll remember that forever. I mean, you will. I'm not sure how old your boy is. Maybe he will as well. But yeah, brilliant, brilliant night. Um, the commiserations to you, Man United fans. You probably knew it was coming anyway, with the last 30 games that you've had. Anyway, moving swiftly on from that topic, we'll have a look at Vikings. Unchanged because they won, which is fair. They created chances, they created goals, which, as mentioned, has not always been their strong point. So we'll see if that continues. Steve goes unchanged this evening as Vikings host Sanctay. So let's fire into the second game of the evening and see how it goes. Surprised to see Sanctay coming off to such a relatively poor. Oh, there is Julio Arca. The poor run continues for Sanctay. It would seem they're still looking for a goal. And we're 20 minutes in, and they are still looking. It looks like it's all Vikings. I don't know what has happened to them. Maybe it was the purchase of Nedved. Him being included certainly seems to make a difference. But there is Sanctay first goal of the season for Riquelme for them. Have only played 2 games, though. Remember that, so they do get an extra chance of catching up. But they cannot stop Pavel Nedved. What a signing he's turned out to be, joining from Dudley, I believe it was, where he had been decent but not delivered. Certainly not. It was 6 goals in 25. He's got 4 already um, for Vikings. Commentator curse, says Steve. You kidding me? You're 3-1 up. What you want? 7 shots, 5 on target, 2-2 for Sank. 2 and 2 for Sanctay. Viking stats are as follows. Julio Arca and Nedved are both on a 10 at half time. Not often you see that. Assist for Volodenkov and one for Marka and one from Shevchenko as well. You're probably expecting the goals from him, but he will most likely take the assists quite happily. Goal contributions. Ideal. Ideal, Dimple. Brilliant. As is for us, unsurprisingly. We'll see if Ross has anything to say to this. Obviously, hugely disappointed with Michael Carrick's performance, as you rightly should be. Um, it's not been perfect. It's not been a perfect start for Sanctay. I'll be completely honest. Chris James is on a 7 though, or Gaza Region is on a 7, so that's good. Sowery's on an 8 as well. But something is not really clicking in that DMC line. Michael Carrick, one of the problems. Kivo's been solid, but he's only getting a 6, and Oliver Kahn is being surprisingly poor. We'll see if Ross wants to do anything at this precise moment in time. Fitness wise, everything is looking good, but rating wise, it's looking kind of iffy. And 3-1 down, not a good place to be. Plenty of goals this evening. 7 so far. We're 1.5 game in. Did I see Ross earlier, or did I make this up? I did. I did. Evening from sunny Liverpool, he said. Um, there we are. Great, great, great. Um, Carrick for Wong. There we go. Wong to DC to make it 3 at the back. Davis Central. I'm guessing that this is what we're looking at. Just balancing it out a little bit, maybe here. Quick counter attack goal in the second half, and you should be good to go. I'm thinking. Um, let's see if that happens. Steve says run till 60, or as is. Um, it's Julio Arca completely out of control for Vikings. Um, oh my goodness. Important challenge by James there. I think Ross was probably hoping that the Gasser regen would be contributing down the other end of the pitch, but making goal saving tackles. Obviously not the worst. We're coming up to 60 minutes now. A couple of good chances for Vikings, but Sancte haven't been completely out of it. And here comes a chance. And there is Crespo. It's 3-2. It's another very, very exciting goal fest that Vikings are involved in here. Two more goals to come in this one if they're going to equal the tally from the Sloths game from the other night. 3-2. There's a yellow card in it, but we must be careful. Let's have a look. Yeah, Sancte have been solid in the beginning of the second half. I wasn't entirely sure about the extra defender, but it seems to have worked out. And Crespo in the goals. Sauri is on a 9. Michael Carrick being pulled has worked wonders, and Sancti are looking dangerous here. Zidane and Santa Cruz still on the bench if the manager wants to do anything, but overall the attacking players are actually delivering a pretty good performance so far. And Ross says as is. Meanwhile, over at Vikings, Rio Ferdinand is walking around on a yellow card. Um, Apart from that, all is looking pretty good, to be honest. He's on a 6, Nedved's on a yellow, and still on a 10. So that's testimony to how well he's performing this evening. We'll see if Steve wants to do anything. I think condition-wise, you're probably good. Volodenko's 84. That's the lowest, but yeah, looks decent. Looks decent. You're just gonna need to hold on and not concede any more goals, but we'll see. Goes as is. Excellent. Well, let's speed this one up. Half an hour left to play. Who's going to get the next goal? That's going to decide this one, I think. Which direction it's going to go. You feel like if Crespo or Sancte in general can get the next one, they might get 4. If Vikings get their 4th, that's going to be curtains as well. And it is Shevchenko with the 4th of the evening for Vikings. 4 goals 2 weeks in a row. They are unstoppable. Make that 5. It's Volodenkov absolutely overrunning Sancte in the last half hour. 13 shots, 10 on target. I have no idea where that came from, especially with the 3 defenders at Sancte, but that's what happened. Commiserations to Ross. Tough start to season for Sancte. Juan came in, got a 6. Attempted 2 tackles, missed both of them. Sean Davies did a solid enough job in midfield. 1910 though. I mean, 50% lost. That's maybe not the best, but yeah, overall a little bit of confusion at the back. It would seem as well with Kivo and Tudor not looking brilliant. Um, Steven, wonderful move. Huyaka with 2 assists, managing to get a 10 and the man of the match award. Steal that's away from Nedved, who has to settle for just the 2 goals. Shevchenko with a goal and an assist. The Super League's West Ham. That is rough. Don't sign Onana though. that was that was terrible. Surely that's just a rumor that West Ham are interested in Onana. I mean, that can't be right, can it? Um, oh my goodness. And the same to you. Um, 5-2. Vikings against Sancte. Vikings who have struggled to score since Steve took over no longer have that problem. Nedved seems to be part of the solution. So brilliantly inspired transfer there. Um, Badgers, Tato, anywhere to be found? Probably not. Not seen Tato around, so we're gonna wait a little bit with that. Uh, Steve wants to go later, so we will do that. Ian and Alex are both here, so why don't we do Burn? Why don't we do Burn? I think we should. I think Northern Burn are even at home. Um, let's see. Smuts, yes, I see you. I see you, but I don't see the badger. So you're gonna have to wait until the next one. Northern Burn are at home to Stackington. That's what we're gonna run with. Um, no real changes for Burn. They take it easy. I think Lisa Rasu and Roy Mackay coming onto the bench were the 2 only changes. It's not a brilliant start to the season, not the worst either. 2 difficult away games, Foss Road and Badgers. Picked up a point. Could be better, could be worse. They've got Stackington, Los Santos. Ian will probably be hoping and looking for 6 points out of those 2 games. We'll see how it goes against Stackington. But But let's not forget that Stackington are with a 100% record. They did have two home games. They now have five away games in a row. So good luck with that. We'll see. Northern Burn Dudley Hills lost down the East Coast. Yeah, that's just how it is. Sometimes with the scheduling here in the Super League. Um, what? Hawks is shot for 8 cans of Magnus while watching. I'm settled now. Good. Good, good. Stackington have had a great start to the season with 2 wins and 2. Shea Given, key to that. Brilliant performance last time out, man of the match in that victory that they had. And Elka has scored a goal and got an assist. Good for him. Jesper Grönke has scored a goal. Oliveira had the assist last time out. So a couple of new faces, unfamiliar. Rockenbach doing brilliantly, by the way. Didn't see that one coming, but he is. 8 average there. And yeah, overall, good start to the season for Alex and Stackington. So let's see what they can do this evening up against Northern Burn, kicking off the first half. There's some kind of hippia comment, not joke, reference in there. I didn't get it. Feel free to enlighten me. Um, Meanwhile, we'll enjoy the attacking action for both sides. It looks as if it's been mainly Northern Burn, to be honest. But Stackington holding firm so far, 15 minutes in. There's Jorge Costa picking up a yellow card, though not any red cards. Plenty of goals so far this evening, but no red cards. This one is a little bit short on goals um, so far, and also short on red cards. So doesn't give me a huge amount to talk about, but I'll try my best. Anelka there, trying to find the back of the net with an excellent effort, but thwarted. And yeah, Northern Burn creating a little bit here towards the end. Um, yeah, solid from both sides, to be honest. Could have been a little bit more effective from Stackington. 7-2 is maybe not the what the manager was looking for in terms of accuracy, but Northern Burn are doing Northern Burn things. This has a 1-0 home win written all over it, but we'll see if that comes true. Yakubu an 8. I'm sure Badger's manager Tato will enjoy that. Shea Given on an 8, unsurprisingly as well. Um, Ian says this is. We'll see what Alex wants to do. He has got some players on the bench. I believe Foyt came in and did super well a couple of games ago. He could come in potentially, but Alex says as well. We'll just have a quick look at Northern Burn while we're here. They're doing okay. Patrick Vieira's on a 6 somehow. It's unusual for him because he's missed his tackles. Contra as well, not doing brilliantly, but could all pick up in the second half. Let's see. First 15 minutes coming up. See if that'll take us through to the hour mark, and it'll. Oh, good chance for Stackington there. If Northern Burn can hold firm to 60, you've got to fancy them, haven't you? Oh, and there is. Oh, we'll treat this as our 60 because the time is up anyway. So we'll go Stackington first. I presume straight swap for Foyt. I'll start with doing that. If you want to swap them around, Alex, let me know. Could potentially swap with Guigu. He is right, left, center. Foyt is both of them are either footed, so probably it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. But that's where we're at. Void, please. Guigo to the right. Yeah, always going to do that. Any other changes? Do you want to see Francis Jeffers in action? Who's saving that for a special occasion? Meanwhile, Ndiaye is on a 9. He's doing well. Patrick Vieira is still on a 6. He has completed a tackle though, which is good news. Didn't see NDI in action last week, by the way, and I'm not sure how Shakhtar doing this evening, but that was fun, unexpected to watch Shakhtar Donetsk play live, but there you go. Um, both managers happy, so we'll roll half an hour coming up of non-stop action, no doubt. Brooking, not sure Brooking has done much for Northern. Oh, and there's the first red card of the evening. Maybe one at the back, hasn't it? We'll wait for the manager to confirm, but he hasn't got any defenders, so so it looks like one at the back. We haven't got goals, but we've got a red card. It's non-stop action in the Super League as always. Ian, in the meantime, you can confirm as is unless you want to make any changes, as is your prerogative when your opponent gets a player sent off. Unless Alex is pondering some kind of fight. Void can maybe play at the back as well. Could go 2-2 with DCs and DMCs, I guess. Drop Eto into MC. Uh-huh. Centralize Oliveira, keep the arrow, presumably. And Ian still pacing, I guess. Um, I'm gonna take I'm gonna take no answer for an as is. And Void, I believe, on the left. Should be good to go. And Ian says as is. So, 25 minutes left. Can Stackington hang on with those changes? Or can they even hit back? Oh my goodness. That's not gone well, has it? Riku Central, I guess. You don't have to confirm, Ian, but if you want to make changes, then just let me know. I appreciate it, Alex. Appreciate you making up for the lack of goals with at least getting some of your players sent off. Gives us something to talk about. Can't have a Super League evening without a story. And if you can hold on to 1-0 Stackington incoming, yeah, I guess. Um, I guess we just run like this. I can see Alex, you said thanks. I don't know if you said anything else, but I guess this is okay. We roll. Let's see how long. Who did someone got 3 players sent off? Was it Dan? Someone got 3 players sent off last season, I'm sure. Or Vikings even. Someone did. Let's see if Northern Burn can capitalize on this, or if nine-man Stackington. And there is Brooking. I mentioned him earlier, actually, that I wasn't sure if we'd seen much of him so far this season. But there he is opening the scoring for Northern Burn. Stackington hanging on for dear life, I guess. Looks as if they've actually got a couple of chances. Shea Given unable to save absolutely everything though. And there's Impensa, last minute penalty. That certainly seals the deal. Stackerton probably lucky not to get a man sent off there as well. But yeah, I think after the second red card, that was probably that was probably all she wrote. Let's see what they got up to these boys. Hack down Impensa with 2 feet. That seems like sort of a reasonable one. Shoved Amar. He was on a yellow already. And what was the penalty for? Knocked to the floor by Boyd. Probably wasn't last man. Managed to stay on somehow. Eventful 8 minutes. Indeed. Eventful 10 minutes if you count the goal. So commiserations, Alex. It wasn't to be for the 100% record. Northern Burn always a difficult opponent, but you didn't make it easy for yourself. I have to say. It says got away with one there. Pablo Aymar got an assist. And yeah, man of the match award, Brooking and Impensa, the goal scorers. So excellent entertainment there as well. We got the goals in the end and 2 red cards, so can't really complain about that. Actually, I think I showed the stats for both teams. Good, 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 good. Um, let's see what else we can fire into this evening. Um, Badger's still not here. What else do we have? I've not seen Scott either. Mike Steve says he's good to go, so we will do Mike and Steve now. So let's find Stanley and speak a little bit about Stanley and their season so far. I mean, how can you not? Ronaldo 3 goals. I mean, okay, he got 9 for Fulchester back in the day, but look at this, Stanley 21 appearances, 3 goals. 20 appearances, 3 goals. 2 appearances, 3 goals. You got to give Mike credit for the absolute genius that is the shrimp formation, and of course give credit to Jeremies for conveniently being sent off, making them 3-1 winners last time out against Haggis. Um, Love this from Mike. Love the lineup. Love the players. Um, we'll see. I mean, I won't bet against Steve, of course, another legend of the Super League. But yeah, Mike goes as is, obviously. So happy days. And Dudley, bit of a challenging start to the season. Um, I saw it challenging last time out. Start to the season, of course, great with a 5-0 win over Badgers, but then immediately back down to ground with 1-0 defeat against Fulchester last time out, which was far from ideal for them. Collins suspended as well, getting sent off in that one. Milevski's injured. Vogel is also injured. I think he got injured in the first time. Yes, he did indeed. So a bit of a sort of a makeshift DMC line. Kalatza and Senoni are in there. There's Dyer. It's still a very strong squad, of course. Ortega, Franca behind Kluivert. Still plenty of goal threat in that Dudley Hill side. But yeah, let's see. Spurred on by the recent arrival of 8 cans of Magnus, I'm sure that Steve will be looking forward to this one. And oh, indeed, indeed, it's the red and the yellow rose, red and white. What color roses is it? Anyway, there are roses fighting. You're right. Let's get into this one. Red and white roses, wasn't it? I guess. Anyway, here we go. First half kicking off. Stanley against Dudley. Can the shrimp formation continue to dominate? Um, oh, if only Dyer could have finished it, but he couldn't. Will that come back to haunt him? There's a yellow card for Kalatza already. Kevin Campestrini, the referee this evening. Um, oof. Welcome, Tato. We've got you coming up next, so good timing. Not incredibly eventful the first half. One shot on target each. Um, and yeah, that's all I've got to say about that. Lucia and Kalatza both on yellow cards, sixes and sevens. There's an 8 in there. Um, for Cafu, he's done well. Frank is on a 7. That's promising. Dyer on a 6, not great. Sinoni's on a 6 as well for Dudley. We'll see if Steve wants to do anything at this point. Probably roll till 60, but yeah, I thought that was coming. Meanwhile, Stanley, everyone's on a 7, so that's easy. Um, Ronaldo's down to 84 fitness, might be a concern at 60, but I'm guessing that's going to be a role from the Red Rose manager as well, unless he wants to see Mantavikia in action. Um, yeah, that is indeed a rare sight. Line of sevens. Leon, please, we shall roll until 60. This could be We've been taking ages the game so far this evening because of all the action. This one's been sort of fairly. Oh, and there's Kluivert opening the scoring for Dudley. Is that the end of the 100% record for Stanley? I believe if they don't win this one, they will drop to second, at least because Fulchester should be on 9 if I can count. Or something like that anyway. So it might be a good idea that you took a screenshot of that table, Mike, but you can, of course, still come back into this one. George has bent one in, or tried to anyway. Um, Wet serve is easy to trick the keeper. Lee Young Pyo comes forward, beats Roberto Carlos. A yellow card there, free kick to Stanley. I think that's a third or fourth yellow card for Dudley Hill. And Cafu scores an own goal. Another relative rarity in the Super League, own goals. Um, His own goals and couldn't hit a Bandorf. Yeah, well, he's back. He's in the goals now, and it's 1-1, and it's all still to play for. Exciting times here, and in the War of the Roses. And just as we move up to 60, there comes Kalata, goes forward, goes down the other end. Though Georgic on the volley, he seems desperate to get amongst the goals. Sinoni could be in trouble. That's a yellow card. I think was that 4 or 5 Dudley players on yellow cards. 4 indeed. Stanley 4-1, Dudley 1-1. Yeah, I mean tense as anything. Lots of yellows. Indeed, you've got Lucio Calas. I mean the whole back apart from Lasisi, there's a lot of there's a lot of people on yellow cards. There's the indeed Sinoni's on a 6, everyone else 7s and 8s. In terms of yellow cards, yeah, that's how they are spread out. Well, they aren't really spread out at all, are they? It's Sinoni on a yellow, Carlos on a yellow, Calazza on a yellow, and Lucio's on a yellow. Right hand side sort of surviving. So that's something to maybe be a little bit concerned about. But otherwise doing decent. Helguero potentially for Sinoni. I'm not sure. We'll see if he wants to do anything. Meanwhile, let's have a look at the Stanley stats. Esteban's dropped to 6, so is Georgic, and Lee Young Pyo's crawled up to an 8. Fitness-wise, everyone's still above 80, so should be good to go for the rest of the game. Of course, Mandavikia Comandini are the attacking options on the bench, who could potentially come on for Stanley to change things. Instructions coming in from Steve here. I see. Right, Donny for Sinoni. Swap with Dyer. Brosik for Franca. Right up top two. Ortega central with Arrow. Donny for Sinoni and Dyer. Please, Franca Brosik. Brosik right up top two. Ortega central. Yeah, makes sense. Um, I think that's right. Anyway, and Stanley says Georgic for Mandavikia. And that is probably going to be it. Has he played? He came on, he got a 7. Yeah, we'll see how he goes. Not a bad little player there, Mandavikia. Good pace, good crossing. We'll see if he can do something in the last half hour. That's coming up now. Ronaldo almost finding the back of the goal there, back of the net there, but wasn't to be. Walker getting involved as well. We'll slow this down a little bit. It looks as if it's been standing with all the chances, but there comes Brozic. Cafu picks it up, but there's Brozic Esteban with a good save. It's a corner kick for Dudley Hill, I think it was, but nothing happened. Lucio with the block there. Everyone staying on the pitch so far. All the yellow cards that have been given out have stayed in for just the one yellow for each of the players involved. Here comes Ortega, though. Last chance of the game, potentially. Spoiled by Mandaviki. I think he was the one who got the challenge in anyway. Brilliant amount of action in this one, even if it was only the 2 goals. 15 shots in target, in 15 shots in total, 10 on target, shared equally between the two sides, and they also share the points. I think you could say that's sort of relatively fair. Um, Eights and sevens, no one really standing out in terms of poor performances. Lasisi with a good, solid defensive performance there. Kieran Dyer, 11 and 3 in terms of tackles, not ideal. But yeah. Scott's on 6% battery. I can do you next. We can squeeze you in next. Tato and Smuts are happy to wait, I'm sure. Jenny Cheta gets a 9, and good for him, man of the match. That's it for Stanley. So we will do that. As Scott is on very low battery, we'll fire straight into this one. They're struggling with injuries. Kufre, Welsh, and West are all injured. New signing Stasiak comes in and does things, hopefully for Los Santos. He's on the bench though. We'll see if we see him in action. Tigalgo has been scoring, or he has got a goal anyway. Um, so yeah, good for Los Santos. Good result for them last time out. 2-0 winners. Stasha gets a number. Of course, they're up against East Coast. Back to winning ways. They lost 3-1 to Sloss first game out. Turned it around 3-1 against um, Foss Road, and yeah, now they've got home advantage as they have in the next 5 games. So that's a good opportunity for East Coast to put some points on the board here. And we'll see. Constantino, the top scorer, 2 goals in 2 games so far. They host Los Santos. Tricky one. Tricky one for Los Santos. But you never know. You never know in the Super League. Um, and it's Nikiforenko indeed. It's Los Santos who opens the scoring. We're back to goals and no red cards, hopefully, for both the managers involved. There's a yellow card for Salias, though. Robin comes forward. Emerson comes forward. Boyd McGregor, the referee. I'm surprised he's not in charge of the Scottish game later on this evening. Um, there is Patsasoglu Andre with a good save, though. It looks as if Los Santos can hold on here, or did I speak too soon? Commentator's curse coming up, or no? Sambrata comes forward. There's Robin, but Dede is there to collect it. And it's all go at the second half. Shots. Um, yeah, East Coast pretty much dominating this one. 7-4, Los Santos 2-2. But an 8 for Andre, an 8 for Salihamidzic, and Nikiforenko's on a 7. The assist was for Salihamidzic. There are some 6s in here, though. The attacking kind of system, still not great. I mean, Carlos Shax is going to be sad, isn't he? Both managers are going to roll, though. Let's have a look. Wisła or Dortmund. He is from Witze um, which I believe is how you pronounce it. Um, so you were both wrong. Congratulations. Um, meanwhile, both managers says roll, so that's what we're gonna do up until 60 anyway. Let's see how we do. Um, We do fairly uneventful, is how we do it up until 60. Vichev, I believe. DZ is like a j kind of sound. I'm learning. Bear with me. And um, we're on 60 minutes and absolutely nothing has happened. So now is your time to both managers to decide if you want to change anything. 8 7 6s, Kalashak's on a 6, Petit's on a 6, Sylvester's on a 6. Meanwhile, you've got Stimble, you've got Zanetti and Constantino on 6s as well. Fitness wise, I don't believe any of you have any problems. Um, Scott wants to leave it, so we will see if East Coast wants to do anything. We've got Zanetti coming off for Reyes. We've got Reyes going to AMC uh, with an arrow and two centralized MCs with no arrow. So like this is my guess. Excellent. Half an hour left to play. Can Los Santos hang on to this one? Manager will be keeping everything crossed. Couple of percent left of battery left on his phone. We'll slow it down just for the last couple of minutes. Hopefully, hopefully not for long enough for you to miss it. East Coast starting to create chances here again towards the end of the match, but it looks as if Los Santos are holding on. Uh, Will anyone create anything? Anyone come forward for East Coast? No one steps up. Disappointing second half for East Coast. They dominated the match in terms of shots and chances and possession, etc., etc. But it was Los Santos with that early goal, sucker punched by Nikiforenko there. Disappointing, of course, for the home manager. Andre picking up that man of the match awards only on an 8. Um, Not brilliant for East Coast, but look on the bright side, plenty of home games coming up, plenty of chances to rectify that. As advertised, we now have Foss Road against the Badgers. Foss Road, I believe, made a change, or two maybe. I believe it was Totti coming back into central midfield, and Beckham moving out to the right, and Boyes on the bench. Totti takes the captain's armband. Um, Not been a brilliant start to the season for either side. Foss Road looked to have gone off to a flyer, beating Northern Burn, but then they had two defeats against Fulchester and East Coast. Badgers, of course, had that 5-0 defeat against Dudley, and although things have improved, they haven't improved dramatically, I would say. So this is how Foss Road goes this evening. Gonna get hump. We will see who's gonna be the humper and who's gonna be the humpy. Um, there was a change. I forget what it was. Something not super obvious. Scholes out for Di Michele for Scholes. That's it. And that was indeed the change. Di Michele, a bit of an from Udinese, has done pretty good. Um, Not sure I've ever heard of anyone. Um, Not sure if anyone's really used Di Michele before. He's done well internationally for Italy, so that's good. And he did well for Udinese. Let's see how he does for Badgers. We dive straight into this lovely encounter. Bottom of the table clash. It looks usable. It's not the biggest compliment I've ever heard, but 20 minutes in and we haven't had any goals. Half an hour in and we still haven't had any goals. Let's see if we can keep it up until half. It looks as if we can. Yes, indeed, we've made it till half time uh, without scoring, and it's poor. I should probably just continue. I mean, you can do stuff if you want, but I'm not sure if anything's gonna happen. Kevin Hoffman's got a 9. That's worth that's worth celebrating, I guess. As is from as is from from both managers. Some good defensive displays in there. Uh, shame about shame about the rest. And we'll roll till 60. Put us out of our misery. No, 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 no. That's a yellow card. Is that going to be a penalty? It was Bex. It was Bex on gigs. A bit of Manu action there. Yeah, but that's as exciting as it has been. It's been David Beckham assaulting Ryan Giggs. Apart from that, it's not been great. Header by back, nothing happened. Maybe something here. Di Michaela hits it from 35 yards out. Um, Red collects the ball. There's Nick Matulian with a save. Totti comes forward. Van Nistelrooy, something else from 35 yards, not sure what it was. Can both teams lose? I don't know, but but they're trying. Um, yeah, I'm not sure what to say about that. Steven Gerrard's on a 9. It was Hoffland before. Now it's Gerrard. Trezeguet, Boya are already on the bench. I mean, it's a story in itself. It's a story in itself. It's kind of not hugely entertaining matchup. Um, Again, good defensive displays. Michaelis on a 6, Reyes on a 6, Thierry Reese on a 7, though. They're not really getting any goals. Davids had a shot. Wasn't on target, but he did have a shot. Um, I'm not entirely sure why that doesn't appear as in shots, but so he shot, but not sure at what, and didn't count. Let's see. Di Michele, Owen, 1. Swap him with Rayad, who goes to AMC, please, and that'll do for me. Excellent. There we go. We'll see if you're. Uh, yeah, indeed, it looks as if you're all right. Weird that we haven't had a shot, and you have had a shot. It just didn't register. We'll see if Smarts wants to do anything. He has got the game-winning substitute David Trezeguet, who got 9 in 20 last season with a terrible average, waiting on the bench with his 20 indecisions. Touch it to AMC with an arrow, please. Oh, do you have a preference which side? I can't remember if back's anything. They're both center. I guess it doesn't really matter. There's something about it being left. He's either footed and back is also either footed, so it really doesn't matter. But feel free to correct me if you want to swap them. I'm guessing it's going to be okay. Not asked. Me neither. I'll keep this on very fast, by the way. Um, it, there are chances, there are shots here. Things are happening. All gone out of play. Okoronkwo does something. Lovely move. Thierry Henry couldn't finish. Giggs comes forward. Beckham comes forward. There's Giggs again. And there is Michael Owen. His first goal for the Badgers opens the scoring. And it looks as if Badgers are going to collect all 3 points here because Foss Road has not done a lot in the second half. Certainly not after the 60-minute mark. And it's Giggs coming forward. There's Beckham though. Nope. It is curtains. Foss Road have lost this one without a single shot on target, which is disappointing. Badgers at least had one, and it went in, so that's good news. Um, Martin Lausen's on a 5, Venice is on a 5 as well. I don't think anyone wants to dwell on this really. Assist for Rayad. Inspired move there by the Badgers manager. Okoronkwo getting man of the match, won all of his 5 tackles, 3 of them key, brilliant. Some decent passing as well. So yeah, not bad. I mean, if you look at this doesn't look bad. There's just the game was kind of unwatchable and a bit dull. But yeah, good finish. 3 points. We'll take it. He'll take it. Exiles and Haggis. Appreciate your patience, Mr. Campbell. You were here early on, and now it's your turn to shine. Said covers for the suspended Jeremy's at the center of the park. We still got Nicolau injured. I don't think that means anything really. Um, Still unhappy, the goalkeeper, and he's not had a brilliant. He's very low morale, and he's got a poor form. But he's picked. Maybe for the last time, we'll see. I saw that Ian was asking about the transfer window earlier, and indeed, if anyone wants an unhappy goalkeeper who did well the last sort of 4 seasons for Haggis, but is now fed up with living in Edinburgh, then yeah, give Ian a shout. I'm sure he'll do you a good deal. Um, Up against the Exiles, who goes unchanged. They've had a kind of a up and down start to the season as well. Good first win. Uh, kind of an okay draw, and then they lost to Stackington. But yeah, big derby, just as the Red Roses derby. Now we have the Roses derby. Now we have a north of the border derby. Exiles taking on Haggis. Good start to the game for Exiles. Vieri opening the scoring on just 5 minutes, and there is Smudge. Surely that is curtains for the. Oh, was that disallowed? And there's Daniel Cruz. I was going to say, surely that's curtains for the unhappy want away his keeper. But I won't say redeemed himself, but got out of jail free there by that goal being disallowed. Um, Plenty of action in this one. Take note, Tato and um, as much. Goals aplenty, chances galore, as it was earlier on this evening in the Super League. We reach halftime, I think, without further scoring, or do we? Oh, Raul trying his best for Exiles to impact the game here. 5-5, 4-3, very, very evenly matched the two sides, and very interesting and entertaining first half. Assist for Montella, a goal for Daniel Cruz. Prottons on a yellow and a six. That's not looking ideal. Motorcar would be an obvious replacement for him, if the manager should wish to do so. Fitness-wise, everyone is happy. Roberto is on a 9 for Exiles. It was Smoocher at the goal disallowed, but Roberto got the assist for Vieri for the goal that counted. Tomas is on a 6. Um, don't play three at the back and huge wing back arrows. Maybe, maybe. Um, uh, can you not use some Scott Sadler vocabulary there and and call it all honking or whatever it was? Motorcar roll into 60 minutes. Let's see our mark coming up shortly. Christian Vieri has been throwing himself about, um, trying his hardest to get his name on the score sheet again, securing those bragging rights for Exiles. But yeah, it looks as if after that scare, the Haggis goalkeeper kind of woke up and has managed to prevent any further damage so far. But this is looking very Exile-y in the beginning of the second half. Obviously, two managers who know each other very well and has faced each other on numerous occasions. Um, let's see. I mean, is it normally this? Have I changed the speed? Is it normally slow up till 60? Anyway, there's plenty of chances, so there's plenty to read. There comes Inzaghi. No Exiles challenge. Inzaghi smashes it low, and we reached halftime. Um, if I can remember to press the actual tactics button. There we go. Plenty of shots. Plenty of shots for both sides. 8 for Exile, 6 for Haggis, 6 and 4 on target. And let's see if Haggis managers wants to do anything. Sixes and sevens is not a brilliant performance. And it looks as if Exiles are kind of in control of this one. A figure for Simao, and that's it. That's an interesting. Simao had a brilliant season, and he's had a good start to this season. I mean, maybe a bit of an average ratings merchant, I guess, but I thought he had a good season last time out for Haggis, but he's being dropped for Figo now, and that's it. And Exile's looking solid, so we shall run until the end. 7 minutes went by in a flash. Exiles continue to create chances, but Haggis, ooh, that's not good. Uh, That's going to be Nikos Maklas coming on for Atletico Exiles for his debut. 20 minutes left to play. Let's see if Exiles can find the winner with a substitute striker on here. Hopefully for them, Vieri is not injured for too long. We'll have a look at the fitness numbers at the end of the game, obviously, to see how that all pans out in terms of what the manager can expect. But it is Casano. It wasn't the substitute Maklas, but that has to be the winning goal for Exile. Surely Casano, another favorite of Niels, who's managed to rise to the occasion and looks as if he's found the winner here, unless Haggis can do something. Samuel going to take the free kick. Ibrahim, there was all defensive midfielders that were involved there. Not looking good. Fantastic performance from Exiles. 13 and 9. Haggis 7 and 4. Outplayed in the second half. And goalkeeper got an 8 though, so I guess when you save 7 out of those 9 shots, is not that bad. Transfers. You want transfers? We want transfers. Someone help a Scotsman out. Meanwhile, Sil Roberto picks up a 10 man of the match award for him for that assist. Christian Vieri, 55, not the worst. Casano, he's on an 8. And Raul got the other assist. Marcus came in on a 7. Um, that concludes the action for this evening. Thank you very much for watching along. Badgers beating Foss Road, Los Santos beating East Coast, Exiles beating Haggis 2-1 as we just saw. Fulchester go top with that win. Northern Burn uh, 2-0 against Stackington. Draw between Stanley and Dudley Hill in the War of the Roses. And 5-2 Vikings go second. Lots of goals in this one. We'll have a look at the table. Fulchester top, followed by Vikings, by Stanley, by Exiles. Then is Los Santos and Stackington. Unfamiliar faces down at the bottom. East Coast in 11th, Foss Road in 12th, Haggis in 13th. Terrible for them as well. And Sancte, only Haggis and Sancte are without a win, so tough start to the season for them. They are two of the teams that have a game in hand, though, so that could be about to change. Vikings with 10 goals in 4 after not scoring a lot in the past. Next game week is going to be, who knows, Bat Signal will go out again as I will be on my travels. So we will see. Stay tuned. And yeah, make sure you follow the Twitter account and Fifey for short notice streams. Hope you enjoyed it. Pax will be out tomorrow morning. Speak to you all again soon. Enjoy your night.